Yo, what's going on, guys? Back for another Q&A video. I knew I said I wasn't going to do back-to-back days, but when I thought about it, so I just ordered a new camera and mic. That's why it's the same setup that you guys have seen in the past two videos. The videos I have planned, I want to utilize that new camera and microphone because they're sort of like more, I guess, interactive. Like they're not Q&As. Like I feel like a Q&A I can use a setup like this, and the point of the video is just me answering questions. You know, like the quality is important, but it's not as important for the videos I have planned, if that makes sense. So jumping right into it, first thing I want to say is thank you for the support on yesterday's video. It's going to work the same way. If I don't answer your question in this video, comment it again. And after this video, I promise you're not going to see a third day in a row of a Q&A. I'm just waiting for the webcam and the mic to arrive. So let's start. That way asked why Optic Darwin. So basically I was playing under the tag Optic Darwin for for one day before we announced. So we wanted to scrim, and I couldn't play on my actual account obviously because we couldn't risk someone joining the game and seeing who the roster is. So I just thought like a funny name. I was either gonna be like Darwin, Irwin, or like Cornelius, and I just chose Darwin. I thought it'd be funny. This is a good question here. Rybird81, who were the two choices before you? Do you hold a grudge for not being first choice? So Sam answered it on the AMA, so I'll say it first. The first two choices were Zuma and John, and I don't hold a grudge at all because I understand it. So Krim wanted to run flex, which is what I'm doing now, and Krim is still a top-notch sub. Like I don't think they had other choices ahead of me because they were more talented or more successful in this game. I think it was just because Krim wanted to run flex and picking up a top sub would allow him to do that. But in my personal opinion, I think Krim, since he has like all the brains and the talent, I feel like he's a really impactful sub. I feel like the submachine guns are the other players who pretty much win you the game. So no, I don't hold a grudge at all because I understand it. You know, the goal is to win, and I'm not upset about it at all. It's just we're all good friends, and anyway, I think we're all happy with the roster now. We've been playing really well, and I think we're actually happy that I ended up here. At least, I mean, you got to ask them that, but that's what it seems like so far. Lexa said, what shoes do you like to wear? I have one pair of Yeezys. I like those. I'm a big Adidas guy, and like when I play, When I play, I only wear these. These are incredible. Uggs, so comfortable. I play in these, but like for like casual wear, I wear like Vans and Adidas Ultra Boost and the Yeezys. So I'm a big Adidas guy. I used to be a Nike guy, but not so much anymore. Kanye got me switched. But yeah, so that's that. Drake said, what did your parents say when you started competing? Did they not want you to focus on school? So I was a very bad behaved student coming up. I was one of those kids who really didn't care about school and was the class clown and always got in trouble. I don't recommend that at all. It's probably like one of my biggest regrets is the way I acted and portrayed myself in school. Not because like I'm embarrassed for myself, but like now that I'm 20, it's like wow, these people probably thought my parents raised me horribly, but it's the exact opposite. Like my parents raised me really well, and I was just an idiot in school. So it was weird because when I was playing, I was making money. So like every time I get in trouble, my mom would be like, take away his Xbox or whatever. And my dad would be like, whoa, like we can't do that. So it was a pretty weird situation. So yeah, I wasn't the greatest in school, and they obviously wanted me to focus on school, but they sort of knew from the beginning that I really wasn't a big school guy. And I really didn't turn around until like my senior year. Like I started taking it really seriously in senior year, and I started doing really well, but that's obviously a little too late. So that's how that went. Ilyas Bandeker said, who in your opinion is the best COD player ever? I think it's got to be Krim. You know, he has the most championships ever. He's been on 2 Dynasty teams now, so I think it's Krim, and I think that's really all I need to say. J. Root said, do you feel more pressure now than ever in your career? Honestly, as of right now, no. I feel like it's more like motivation. Because like I know a lot of people doubt me, but there's also a lot of people behind me and supporting me. And I've performed all year long. Like I've been a top performer in the game. I think I have the number 1 KD average of every single event. I had the number 1 KD at season 1 of the league. And KD doesn't mean everything, but I think it just shows that I'm capable of performing at the very top level, and I've done that the entire year so far. So I wouldn't really necessarily say pressure. I feel like pressure sort of comes with the job. Like there's always pressure ever since I was competing since I was 15. So I would just say it's more like motivation now. Just really wanting to bring home a championship for you guys. 6 foot under. What was your first gamer tag ever? I think it was either Zin 42 or Hawks 42. So I played for a baseball team called the Hawks growing up. My number was always 42. I'm a big Mariano Rivera fan. When Enter Sandman came on, I used to sprint around the house. So it was one of those, and Zin is obviously my last name. So, well, my last name's Zinny, but people call me Zin, so that's pretty much that. Kinetic Coast said, what is your internet and controller? Do you play Claw? So I have Verizon Fios, and I use a Scuf Gaming Impact controller. It sort of has like a more Xbox 360 feel as compared to like the regular PS4 controller. I like it a lot. No, I don't play Claw. I use the 2 paddles here on the back. The left one is to jump and whatnot, and the right one is to knife or melee. And this is the controller I've been using for the past 5 years. I could not be doing what I'm doing without it, so... If you're interested in a Scuf controller, there's a link in the description under that. I definitely recommend it if you're a competitive player. It's just it makes the game a lot easier. Dylan Goodman said, favorite esports player of all time. I'll be honest, I'm really only into Call of Duty. I used to watch Halo as well, and I still watch Halo a little bit. But my favorite esports player of all time, I'm gonna say a guy named Dodgers, because when I first got into competing, I used to watch these MW2 streams of like the Winter Showdowns. It'd be casted by like Hastro and Fwiz and like a bunch of pros like Assassin, Moho, Proofy. A bunch of them would be playing in these. And Dodgers, just every time I watched, was just destroying people. And I felt like he had like a cool name because like he capitalized the R, and I don't know. So I'm gonna say a guy named Dodgers. None of you probably know who that is, but he was a pro in MW2. Shift Gamer said, how's scrims going? Scrims are going really well. Really well. We've been having a lot of fun. We've been having a lot of constructive feedback about mistakes we make, and it's going really well. So, Soapsack, how tall are you? 5'8", man. Yeah. My dad's like 5'11". I could use those extra 3 inches, dude. It sucks out here. It's tough. Young Hoyas, how was playing like in high school, and how do you do it? So I sort of answered that before, but to be honest, I sort of hid my gaming persona throughout most of high school just because I didn't want people like in the hallway calling me Methodz and shit. Like that would annoy the hell out of me if I had girls hearing me being called Methodz. They'd be like, what the hell is that? So I sort of hid it, but I touched it like in the last video. Throughout high school, I really didn't like. I have like a few really good friends that I hang out with, but other than that, I was really focused on being a pro and being the best I could possibly be in gaming. And then obviously, when my senior year came around, I took that 6-month break to lose weight and go to prom and just enjoy the rest of my high school that I didn't really get to do for the other part of the 3.5 years. So it wasn't difficult just because I had no issue with it at the time, and then I finally got that high school experience, I guess, at the very end when I took my break. Michael Jaber said, will you have merch? If so, what will your preferable choice of design be? I do plan on doing merch, and I can't say what design will be yet. I'm pretty picky when it comes to clothing, so I'm going to make sure it's something that I think I would wear and other people would wear. It's not going to be a shirt that's just Methodz, just me trying to make money. I'm not like that. I'm not really about that. I want something that's really cool and that you could wear out to a party and you want to be like, oh, that guy's wearing gamer merch or whatever. I want something that's like can fit with everything, if that makes sense. So I plan on putting a lot of time into figuring that out, and that's why it's not going to be rushed. Like you're not going to see merch next week. It's going to be thought out, and I'm going to see a lot of designs before I actually make my choice. For the last question for right now, Vinny Rigby said, favorite COD ever? It's got to be Black Ops 2, man. So like that was the game I went pro in. I was 15 years old, and the fact that I was able to play professionally that young, I'm blessed. You know, I was blessed to be able to do that. And that game was just so fun for competitive, man. Like that was just the first ever game, and I don't think I'll ever get a feeling like that again. I used to like sprint off the bus and just like I used to love playing that game, man. I still love playing now, but obviously like when you're 15 years old, like you're sitting in school all day, like oh my god, I gotta play COD. So, Black Ops 2, man. Anyways, that's going to do it for this Q&A video. Like I said, there's going to be more, so if I didn't answer your question again, just put it in the comments. I'm sorry if I didn't. I'm getting a lot of questions, and I'm just choosing ones that I think you guys will learn a little bit about me from the questions, if that makes sense. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. And I will have a new camera and a new microphone, so you don't got to comment and complain anymore. Thanks for watching, guys.